Okay, let's get into this visa thing. This is one of the places where I struggled the most when trying to find out this whole being an au pair in Australia thing, because I'm from Europe and we don't do visas. We travel in and out with our own passports. Anyways, if you are between 18 and 30 years old, you want to stay in Australia for more than 3 months, and you want to work while you're here, chances are that you will need either the working holiday visa or the work and holiday visa. And basically the difference between the two is that you have to have a certain nationality to apply for them. So because I'm from Denmark, I'm on the working holiday visa. That's for all Scandinavians, and if you're from Germany, France, Japan, and many more places, that's the one you need. But if you're from, let's say, Austria, China, I think, and Spain, all those kind of places, you will need to apply for the work and holiday visa. So same but different, right? If you decide to go to Australia for, you know, any other reason than being an au pair, luckily the Australian Department for Home Affairs has a website that makes it pretty easy to find out what kind of visas you are eligible for. I'll put the links down below. But if you find a visa finder in the menu on their page and answer about 3 questions, I believe, they will give you like a list of visas that you can apply for, and you can easily compare up to 3 visas at a time. So that's super helpful, and definitely check that out. Also, please remember that I'm not a professional. I just went here as an au pair myself, so I obviously, well, answered a lot of questions along the way, so I thought I'd just help you out. But rules may change, your situation might be different, so just don't follow my advice blindly. Make sure you have your facts straight as well. So the 2 visas, the working holiday and the work and holiday visa, gonna be a long video. What they let you do is stay in Australia for up to 12 months, enable you to work while you're here. So usually you can work up to 6 months with the same employer, but when you're an au pair, you're able to stay for up to 12 months. So that you don't have to think about, you know, changing your employer if you found a family that seems really great and you want to stay with them. You can also study for up to 4 months if that is in any of your interests while you're here, and it also enables you to travel back and forth, so you can like leave the country and re-enter as many times as you please, which is great if, you know, you want to have a little trip to New Zealand or off to Bali, or even if I have a couple girlfriends who are staying for a couple months, then going back to where they came from for university interviews, and then coming back a couple months later. So you can also do that if you have like a schedule that allows. The requirements are you are at least 18 years old, but you have not yet turned 31. You will not have a dependent child with you at any time during your stay. You need to have a passport from one of the eligible countries. And also, when you apply, because you obviously don't have this kind of visa already, you will need to stay outside of Australia until the decision has been finalized. An extra little thing about these kind of visas is that you can apply for a 2nd year visa to prolong your stay if you know you have a lot of time and you really like it here. But to be able to do that, you need to have worked a certain amount of time in a certain industry. So that could be horticulture, tourism, fishing. I think it is a little different when you have the working holiday visa and the work and holiday visa. So make sure to check up on your situation. And obviously, since I haven't done it myself and will not be doing it, I don't know much more about it. Just know that it is a possibility. When you go onto the webpage, they will tell you that 90% of the applications, they will look through them within 29 days or 49 days, depending on which of the visas you have. But if you're in a bit of a hurry, don't worry about it, because I know that most people I have talked to, at least they've had their visas granted within like a week or maybe even 2 days, and I know my own was granted within a couple hours. So I'm not promising you that it won't take a long time, but just know that there is a real chance that yours will go through quicker than the site sets you up to think. When you apply for your visa, you will have to send off a couple of documents as well. And I believe the checklist for the 2 are the same, but I'll link it down below so you can find it as well. Basically, what you need is to scan your passport, you know, the pages with your face on it. You need to send off a passport size photo as well, scan your birth certificate, and prove that you have immediate access to at least 5,000 Australian dollars. And that's just a statement from your bank saying you have that money. So basically that proves that you are who you say you are and that you have sufficient funds to support yourself during your stay. Please note, because I forgot, to attach all the documents before you send off your application, because if you fail to do so, they could potentially dismiss your application, or it could just take even longer because you might have to send them off afterwards. So for me, none of that happened, but in reality they could just say no on the basis that I don't have all the documents that I needed to have, and then I would have just wasted 450 Australian dollars. We're back. My battery died, but we're back. I just briefly covered it, but each visa costs 450 Australian dollars, which equals to 278 euros or 320 US dollars, if that makes more sense to you. So I don't know about you guys, but I could find so many more things that I would want to spend that money on. So please attach all documents, make sure you're applying for the right visa, and you know, do all your fact check before you send off your application. I expected to receive some sort of automated email saying that they've made a decision on my application, but that didn't happen. So after I lodged my application, I went about a week before I checked up on it on my email account, and I found out that it had been granted within a couple of hours. So make sure to check your email account, because you cannot be sure that you actually get an email reminding you to check it. I'm not sure you guys will, you know, understand it the same way, but you know, I was excited and a bit baffled, and I went through my the grant of my visa, and I got really scared. I was certain that I had messed up big time, because it said that my, what was it called? My for first entry or arrive by date, that was August 15, 2019. And so I thought I wasn't allowed to arrive before that date. And mind you that my plan was to arrive in September 2018. So I really thought I screwed up, especially when I then looked at the must not arrive after date, because that was the same. So I was certain that I just wasted all my money right there. But if you had the same thing on your application as me, don't worry. It just means that you can travel in anytime before that date, and you're not allowed to arrive after that date on that specific visa. Got it? I hope so. Otherwise, let me know in the comments and I'll try to explain. When you are going to Australia on your last flight or ship, however you get here, you will be handed a incoming passenger card, or an IPC, which you will have to then fill out with different details. And don't freak out like I did. I thought I had to, you know, bring my own, but I couldn't find anywhere to get it, so I was super freaked out. You will be handed it, so just remember to bring a pen and remember all the details that you have to fill in. Just keep them on hand on the last part of your journey, and I'll link the example they have on the page as well, so you can check out what you need to know. In regards to the whole health check thing, if you don't have anything that is a threat to public health, such as tuberculosis, HIV, and polio, I guess, and Ebola, I think they had a few more, the chances are that you don't have to get a checkup or an examination for anything. I didn't, and I personally have really bad eyesight, and I have asthma and low iron in my blood. So, you know, very normal disadvantages. You won't have to get a check for that probably. Now that we're already talking about physical disadvantages, let's talk about medicine real quick. I brought all my medicine with me from Denmark, so I had I got all my prescription pills, whatever I needed for asthma and things. And then I just brought a little slip from my doctor stating that, you know, I need these things, so that if there were any questions, they could contact my doctor. So make sure to have that, and just, you know, have a reasonable amount of things that will keep you going for the duration of your stay, but not like an excessive amount, and you know, obviously don't bring very little if you need it. I guess you could also go to an Australian doctor, but I haven't done that, so I don't know how it works, and you might have to pay to do the checks, and I would just bring it if I were you. That was very easy. Just declare it at the airport or wherever you have to declare it when you arrive, to make sure that they don't think you're bringing in drugs or something. One last thing that I want you to think about is travel insurance. So I was covered by my parents' travel insurance, but because the duration of my stay exceeds 3 months, and also because I'm going to work during my stay, I'm not covered by that one. So make sure you get one that covers you even though you will be working. But with that said, just make sure you don't splurge your money on all types of insurance that you don't actually need. Some countries have healthcare programs with Australia, and I don't know about that because we don't have that in Denmark, but you know, look into that. But usually you are recommended to get some additional insurance. That is all I have for this video, guys, and I really hoped it was helpful. If you have other questions regarding this whole topic, let me know. And again, please do your own research, as well as the rules may change over time. And well, until next time, cheers.